Hey y'all, this is your virtual crash course on using BrightSpace. So this is the primary website where you will be reviewing your projects for SNHU and also submitting them, receiving feedback on them from reviewers and teachers, and then resubmitting them and mastering them on your way to your degree. Hooray! Okay, so a couple things that I wanted to go over with you first before we actually look at a sample project. When you log into BrightSpace, you'll see you're welcome. Thanks to Chris Shelby for allowing me to use his account to demo how to use BrightSpace here. Above his name and right under the SNHU logo in the left-hand corner, you'll see My SNHU. And if I click on this, it's going to boot me over to My SNHU webpage, which by now you're really familiar with. One of the things that I think is really cool, fun fact here, is that over on the right, underneath the Applications tab, you'll see that the second bulleted point is BrightSpace. So I can access BrightSpace from My SNHU, and I can access My SNHU from BrightSpace. So you can kind of go between them. So I thought that's really helpful. Another thing that I think is super great are the student services. So if I click on the drop-down menu here, and I select Online Student Services because we're online, it will open up 3 different kinds of student support: technology support, academic support, and general student support. So let's start with tech and just kind of look at what's available to us so that we know, as we're working on our degree, all the different things that are there to help support and empower us. You'll notice that underneath tech support, the top 2 requests are how do I submit an assignment and how do I cite a paper. As we've mentioned in academic onboarding, that's why we do the citation project, is because we know citing sources in a paper is a really challenging and sometimes frustrating task, but SNHU provides you with resources too to help you through that. And also, in case you ever forget how to submit an assignment, you can come and watch a video tutorial and have somebody walk you through it. There's also tech support, which by now you're also probably familiar with. This is available to you 24/7. You can call the number or email them. They also have a BrightSpace learning environment for students, which again are just short video tutorials that are going to help you navigate this online space. So if you have a question, you want to know what something is for or how to get somewhere, this is a really good space to come and check out. Okay, super exciting thing. Office 365 is available to you for free. You can come right here under Tech Support and Student Services to download your free copy of Office 365. What is that? Well, it's Microsoft Word, it's Excel, Outlook, and PowerPoint. And you're going to need some of these for your projects. Some of the projects require that you create a PowerPoint presentation and then write notes in the notes function in PowerPoint. So this is a really great resource that you can put for free on your computer. Up at the top under academic support, we have the SNHU Bookstore. You won't need to be purchasing any textbooks, so you don't have to worry about this at all. But if you want to just check out what's around, you're free to explore. The Academic Support Center just shows you the different resources that you have available to you for a writing center, the STEM Center, peer tutoring, and learning communities. And of course, don't forget the CFA tutor website that we went through on academic onboarding. The Shapiro Library is a place where you can access databases so that you can do some research. They also have great citation guides. And one of my favorite things that I'm not sure a lot of people know about is that you can chat with a librarian 24/7. That's pretty awesome. In your orientation module during academic onboarding, you'll be exposed to the Shapiro Library and they'll get you more comfortable with that. There's also an online accessibility center, which is very cool. You can contact them by phone or email if there are aspects of the instruction or design that present barriers to your inclusion. I think what's really neat is they already have self-service assistive tools. These are not free on a lot of campuses, so it's really cool that you can access them here. Equatio is amazing. That's an accessible math content tool. They have a read and write, which is text to speech, so your text will be read out loud, and census access, a document conversion. And then up on the right, you'll see the general student support. So academic advising, you're going to have, you have access to folks just like your Peloton U coaches, only they are SNHU advisors. So you're free to talk with them. You also have access to student financial services here. It's a link that'll take you to the same place that the link on My SNHU takes you to. You can chat with career folks and get career services, resume building, etc. And then one of my favorites is SNHU Wellness, which has a whole bunch of online resources devoted to emotional, mental, and physical well-being. So that's your general overview of the student services that are available to you, which I think are just fabulous. And if you see something, or if you don't see something here that you would like to see here, let one of your coaches know and we will troubleshoot for you. So when we come here to do coursework, I'm going to go back to my home in the left-hand corner to take me back to my main homepage with all of my courses listed. And I just want to show you, when you first log in, you'll probably see a gray box that says Orientation to CFA Program. That might be all some of you see initially. Don't worry, the rest of the courses will come once they're released from the university. So here we are a couple weeks out from the semester starting, and we can see 13 courses all together with 13 projects in them. And I can also access those courses by clicking on this little waffle in the kind of center right. If I select that, I can see all the courses up here too. So 2 different ways to access those courses. Another thing that is really cool is that this little bell up by your name in the right-hand corner is where your notifications are going to be. So once you submit a project, 24 to 48 hours later, you should see a little notification saying, you've got mail basically, and it's from the reviewers, and they're either letting you know that you mastered the project, woo-woo, or it's a not yet, which is still a woo-woo because you're going to master it the next time you submit it. So let's take a peek at these projects. Orientation I'm going to skip because this one is a little unique. This is what you'll be doing just to familiarize yourself with BrightSpace and all the resources therein. Let's take a peek at the project that you're required to do with Peloton U as your first SNHU project. It's IDS, it's the course, and then the number 10006. And the topic here is planning and goal setting. And we see it's the 20th, right? So we're seeing 2020 is the year. I'm going to click on this and open up. Every project is going to look like this. They're all going to have a getting started little section and the project section. And the project section is the meat and potatoes. And you can see 2 of 4 here because I've been working on this and showing this to other students. You'll also see some resources around, but I'm going to start in the place where it makes the most sense to start, which is getting started. If I click on this, it's going to say, hey, welcome. This is what this competency is. You can watch this video on what you need to do and learn all about this competency. There's a planning activity quiz. There's a glossary of key terms. If you see any words that are unfamiliar to you, I encourage you to come down and check this out. And then if I go to the table on the left-hand side and select project, now I'm in the meat and potatoes. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to read the project instructions. And this is where they're going to tell me what is the competency that I'm working on. For this one, it's evaluating time management, goal setting, and planning approaches for independent and collaborative work. And what I love about the competency-based program is that they're giving you real-world scenarios and then asking you to think about what you would do in these scenarios or how you would prepare. So this one is that you work at a particular company and you are preparing for a new team project. And so you're attending a professional development training to learn new strategies for time management and goal setting. And then what they do is they give you very specific directions about what they want you to do. They say to do this, we want you to download a particular document, and then we want you to complete part 1 of this document, and then we want you to complete part 2 of this document, but only after reviewing these other documents. So where do I find all this stuff? Well, what I'm actually going to be submitting is this document. So I'll open this up and it'll have a part 1 and part 2. And then I also have to make sure that I read the support material. So it looks like there's some professional development training documents of my pretend colleagues, Isabel and Mark, in this hypothetical scenario. So I have to read a little bit about their planning and time management strategies before I can fill out my document. And then they offer support if you need additional support on reading or writing. So when I finish this, I can come back to my main project page and I can check out the rubric and make sure that I can check off everything that they're going to be grading me on, because this is what the reviewers are going to be using when they're looking at my work. So I want to make sure that I can meet all of those expectations. There's also a project checklist if you choose to use the checklist, which just tells you all the things to do before you turn it in. And if you have questions while you're working on the project, you can come into the discussion. So this is like a little online discussion area. They don't want you to share your work, but you are welcome to ask questions and see who else is working on this, and maybe they'll provide answers, or you can provide answers to help other folks out. And then you'll notice that it says for specific questions regarding your evaluation or feedback, please review your reviewer directly. And that happens through the private project discussion. Submit your project here. This is grayed out right now because the semester doesn't start until May 4th and we're still in April. But this is where you'll come to submit your actual project, and you just upload it to this space and then you're done. So that gives us a brief overview. I'm going to click on this home button to get us back to the main page of our BrightSpace. That gives us a brief overview of using BrightSpace. If you have questions or you get stuck on something, or there's something you're navigating that wasn't covered in this crash course, please just reach out to your coaches. We're here to support you and are happy to walk you through any of these particular modules or navigating any of these web pages. Thanks so much.